Hello everybody, djvicvapor with you. Got Bitwig Studio open. Got a few files I want to get together here and see if we can come up with a nice little groove. So, haven't really planned anything. Just going to work with a few files I've had on the hard drive here for a while. Some stuff I kind of half assembled maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago and never really focused on making it a full track. So I thought I'd do it as a project in Bitwig and put it into our intermediate course. So I'm not sure what lesson number we're on, but I'll update that when we post a video. For now, let's get some stuff going here, and we'll start with maybe 123 tempo. Make it 124. Get rid of this window, we don't need it right now. And let's see what we've got here. We've got some MIDI files. Let's start with the kick. Let me see what I got there. I might want to change that. Yeah, I'm not real sure about that guy. But we'll put it up here for now. See where it takes us. It's not really what I wanted to use, but I'll leave it there for now. I might end up changing it. So we've got the hat loop. Let's see what that gives us. Alright, kick hat. Let me see what we can work with on this bass. Let's get this guy going. Polysynth. What kind of preset action can we find in here? Touch it for now. I'm going to open up this MIDI file and show you the pattern, so if you want to copy or follow along, you can by all means do that. But it's kind of, let me turn this down for a minute or turn it off. It's kind of a practice of mine from time to time when I'm not doing a video or I'm actually not producing a remix or a track for anybody or for myself, and I'm just in the studio, and what I'll do is I'll go in and open up a MIDI clip in either Ableton or Bitwig or whatever, and just kind of goof around and find different bass patterns with real generic sounds. And then I'll save all those MIDI files, and that's what you're seeing here. These are just saved files, stuff I've created on my own in spare time, and kind of just put them off into a general folder for a later date. So what it allows me to do is come back into the studio when I'm really eager to produce or put something together and just grab those files. I don't have to, spend all day trying to make that pattern. I just go grab random patterns that I've pre-made and see where they can take me. I mean, I try to do my homework before I start the test. So that's my theory. Everybody has a different approach. It's just kind of something I do. So if you have those days where you're like, man, I really just don't feel like making a song today, but you still want to be in the studio, make these files, make these sounds, and save everything. Even if you think it's garbage, just save it, because it could find itself in a project in the future. So that's how I roll. That's the way things come down. So we've got a kick, a hat, and a bass. Let's see if we can't fit these guys together before we get too far along here. So on the kick, let's see if I can make that sound a little bit better than it does. Where is the 5? Change that now. I'm gonna be fighting it the whole mix, just not digging that kick, so bear with me just a moment here. What can we find here? There's got to be a kick here somewhere. What's this guy? That's definitely not what we're looking for. Holy shitballs, Batman, that's not what we want. See what that sounds like. It sounds a lot better if I completed the whole thing. See, now I can live with that a little bit. That other kick just wasn't jiving with the sound here. So let's see what we can do with this guy now. Doing this in headphones, so I can already tell if I was on a studio speakers it'd probably be a little bit different, but it's good enough for what I'm hearing right now. Let's move on. See what else we've got here. Got some MIDI chords. Let's see what kind of noise we can make with these guys. Open up some presets here before I jump off into any third-party stuff. I like to try to stay in Bitwig for this lesson so that everybody can find the same sounds with me. section on these chords. It's right here. If you want to look at this little layout, copy that pattern. Give you a moment to peek at it. If you need to pause, go right ahead. In the meantime, I'm going to see what else we can find here. I know this is always the fun part of the tutorial, or lessons, so bear with me. Honestly, did not have anything planned. Might have to go grab a third-party plugin to make myself happy here. So usually when you see me messing around with like a cutoff like this, I'm thinking of it in the arrangement, you know, like where I can modulate, and am I going to get the sounds that I'm looking for. So that can be drawn in as an automation, you know, through a breakdown or leading up to a breakdown or whatever you like. You don't really ever want to find yourself just putting it in one spot and leaving it there, because then your track and your sound is real stale and it's not, you know, there's no movement, it's kind of dead. Let's move on, see what else we can come up with. So what do we got? Kick hat. Let's get some names going here. That's Command R on the keyboard for Mac that I'm using for a shortcut for renaming everything. So we've got our chord, bass, hat, kick. Looks like I've got a lead, a loop, or a MIDI. MIDI file. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, I think we can work with that. But let me find a different sound. Alright, this guy. Let's get you a different sound here, buddy. And just a real quick, take a peek at the MIDI file as it's laid out for us. That's the pattern. Let's play through it here. Pretty simple stuff. I usually don't try not to work too hard, so it's all about what sound you're going to create from that pattern. That's the magic. So let's see what we can come up with here. It sounds like it needs to be a pluck, even though it isn't a lead, sort of. So let's see what their leads offer for us first. Not terribly impressed with any of this. Alright, go hunt down my first thought here. Where are you, little pluckies? Plucky plucksters. Here we go. Again, kind of looking at a few of these for the automation factors later in the process. I'm kind of down with this. It's a little tinny for me. I kind of feel like it needs something. Alright, what can we do with this guy here? Slow that rate down a little bit. Let's see if we can come up with something over here. not too bad. Nice little groove, something to work with here. So again, as a quick review, the kick is just a 4/4 pattern of a sample we grabbed out of one of the sample packs. The hat, kind of the same deal, just on the 2s and 4s. Let's see. See if we can liven up this guy a little bit here. That's pretty wild. Sounds like a saw or something. Pretty crazy. Space a little bit. Duck that kick a little bit. I can hear those guys fighting. So let's get that going. You've heard me talk about it before in different tutorials, but I like to keep that signal right on or just barely below the knee of the compression, because when you get above the knee, you're really not benefiting the track or the sound, especially in a kick situation, or your bass. You're just kind of changing the sound and destroying it, actually stepping on it. So you want to get into practice or a habit of trying to find that signal that lives on the knee or just below it. And that's kind of what you see me trying to dial in there. So I wanted to give you an idea what you're watching me do as I goof around with it. See how I've got it right on that knee, and it just kind of stays a little bit below it, but lives on the knee. It doesn't live up here. You don't want it, you don't want to be driving it way up there, because it's not doing anything for you. You want to give it some life right there. We got going on here. This guy a little ducking action going on as well. Not sure what I'm looking for, just looking for something to offset that lead. Cool this CPU down a little bit here. Sorry if you hear that fan kicking in the background. You get Serum out, you get screen capture software going and all that other nonsense. Next thing you know, you're getting pretty warm. Especially in some of these presets packages, they've really got Serum where it cranks up the CPU. Jumps on it pretty hard there. Might be able to live with this. Let me see what we can do here. Command C to copy, Command D to paste. And let's put a little bit of this together. Let's see here, probably turn this guy down a little bit now. KitKat bass. Let's leave the bass out of the picture to at least a minute. Chord, kind of the same idea. Bring the pluck in somewhere in there. This guy in. I feel like I'm going to need to bring a vocal in there somewhere. Let's just see what we can find.
And for those who remain,
Go ahead and give those vocals a little treatment here. Got it on the notch, leaving the resolution alone, but we're just going to drive this cut off. I might even bring an LFO over here and work on it a little bit after I do this. Keeps that loop from sounding so static, gives it a nice rhythmic flow there. Don't want it to come up too much. Hold down the Alt key, hover over this guy and get a little curve. Don't want it to come in too steep. Kind of curve this guy right here as well. That's a little bit better. Now let's add some delay. See? It all comes together. Hold down the Alt, drag, release. not too bad. Nothing crazy fancy, but working through the idea. Just wanted to add something in the lesson that was a little bit more progressive than what we'd been going through, since we're in an intermediate phase of the Bitwig program. Thought I'd put a little, start to finish kind of groove thing here and lay out a quick arrangement for you. So we'll just move on to the next lesson, and hopefully you're learning something new as we go. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And we'll keep on moving. I'm going to let it play start to finish real quick, and then we'll shut it down and move on to the next lesson. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next lesson.